Hello again. I'm Scott Bruun, Republican candidate for U.S. Congress in Oregon's 5th District. Thank you for taking the time today to learn more about this campaign. I'm excited about this campaign, excited about the opportunity to help build a better America, and I hope you're excited too. Please consider joining our campaign and helping us on our path to victory. You can join by signing up on this website to volunteer. You can join by making a contribution on this website. Even forwarding this link to your friends and family would be tremendously helpful. So let me begin here by saying that there are several important reasons why I'm running for Congress and why it's so important that we dramatically change the status quo. I'm running because the health of our country is at stake. Our fiscal health, our economic health in terms of jobs, job creation, and economic security for families, and of course the health of our medical and healthcare system. First, we have to improve our fiscal health. We have to change an out-of-control Congress that spends far too much of our money. To say that Congress is spending money like drunken sailors is, well, a hugely unfair criticism of drunken sailors. Almost half the money that Congress is spending this year is borrowed money, and the national debt is now at $12 trillion and growing. Congress's nonstop spending binge means that not only are you and I responsible for paying it back, but so are our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren. Thanks, Congress, but no thanks. What we need for our nation's health now is discipline, restraint, job creation, and economic growth. Not binge spending and crony bailouts based on a flawed 1930s-era European economic philosophy. Speaking of job creation, I believe this is the most important obligation and opportunity we have right now. A good job with healthy prospects of improving our standards of living certainly does not solve all of our issues. But without this as a starting point, our other issues cannot be solved. As has been said, only with plentiful jobs, economic growth, and the sense of confident progress that comes from improved living standards can even a great nation like ours create the energy to sustain a tolerant, creative, and virtuous society. Well, the policies out of D.C. certainly have not created jobs, and even when jobs do start to come back, it will be much slower than it otherwise would because of the failed policies and opportunities missed by this Congress. Every action put forward by Congress must consider what it will do to create and strengthen an environment where new private sector jobs are created. Private sector job creation, economic growth, and economic security must be our top priority, which is simply another way of saying that the American worker and American family must be our top priority. Finally, let me spend a moment on healthcare. It's critically important that we get this right, especially in a time of economic turmoil. I'm no medical professional, but I am someone who has spent a lot of time looking at the system, both as a member of the Oregon Legislature's Healthcare Committee as well as a patient. I've had diabetes since I was a child. I have chronic arthritis, and I am, gratefully, a cancer survivor. As my wife says, I'm the healthiest unhealthy person she knows. This background has given me a perspective on what works and what doesn't work with American healthcare. What does work for sure is the quality of our medical professionals, our doctors, our nurses, our quality of care, and our quality of research into new medical treatments and technologies. What doesn't work, of course, is the cost. I believe that you can't fix healthcare costs until you implement free market reforms. I also believe that you can't address these free market reforms unless it's done on a bipartisan basis. There's no doubt that bipartisanship here is a challenge, but it has to be the goal. The European-style nationalization of healthcare that we have been witnessing since the summer of 2009 is not bipartisan, and it would and will exacerbate every problem that now exists in healthcare. Costs will grow, quality and access will shrink, and ultimately, only the very few rich will be able to opt out of the system. The rest of us will be stuck, and that's not healthy for America. Instead, Congress should look to create a real market for healthcare. Let individuals and families enjoy the same tax benefits that companies enjoy, so that if we need to, we can shop for health coverage. Let Americans be the customer for once, not just the patient. This would certainly solve the portability problem and begin to reduce costs. Let Americans buy insurance wherever they want, even across state lines. If it's an Oregon policy, great. But if the best policy for a family is to be found in Florida or Colorado, so be it. Let us buy it. Open interstate commerce is your responsibility to protect, Congress. Do it. Also, let's fix our tort system to reduce the cost of defensive medicine. Let's also help strengthen the state's system of high-risk insurance pools through block grants so that people with pre-existing conditions, like me and so many others you likely know, have access to affordable care. And of course, let's protect Medicare for seniors by fixing Medicare, not by raiding it to support a fatally flawed healthcare gambit. The good news is that we can build the healthy America that we want. We have serious challenges to be sure, but I, for one, have absolute confidence that America will put herself on the right course. I hope you have that confidence too. You should, because we're a great nation and a great people. Again, I'm Scott Bruun, candidate for Congress. As your congressman, I will work hard for a healthy America, for our fiscal health, our job and economic health, and our retirement and medical health. I'll do the same thing I have done as a state legislator, work to bring Oregonians together and move Oregon forward. And I'll work to be a voice and a vote for American strength, prosperity, and national renewal. Please join me on this campaign. Sign up to be a volunteer, make a contribution on this website, tell your friends and family. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate your support.